to see you. Unfortunately for the Congress party, nothing can keep Sam Pitroda down. So Uncle Sam, the overseas Congress chief and one-time guru of Rahul Gandhi, is back in the headlines, and yes, once again for the wrong reasons. What has he done this time, you ask? Well, he set out to give foreign policy advice to the present government, but he has ended up putting his foot in his mouth once again. He advocated the neighborhood first policy. There's nothing wrong in that. But then he went on to advocate engaging with Pakistan, at one point even saying he had visited Pakistan many times and Pakistan felt like home. Listen in to Mr. Pitroda giving us the feeling of deja vu. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you listen to his statement standalone, at one level you will feel it's perfectly reasonable. But in politics, perception and timing are everything. And Mr. Pitroda clearly forgot that. He's speaking of engaging with Pakistan exactly 4 months after 26 Indians were killed by Pakistani terrorists in Pahalgam. He's speaking after India launched Operation Sindhoor and cut down its diplomatic ties with Pakistan. He's also speaking at a time when the Congress has been going hammer and tong against the Modi government for letting the India-Pakistan match go ahead. The BJP, as expected, pounced on the opportunity and said that Team Rahul was Pak Premi and that the Indian National Congress should rename itself Islamabad National Congress.
तो ऐसा क्यों होता है कि हर पाकिस्तानी आतंक समर्थक राहुल गांधी का महिमा मंडन करता है, कांग्रेस पार्टी का महिमा मंडन करता है, और अब कांग्रेस पार्टी के करीबी सैम पिट्रोडा जो वो कहते हैं जो राहुल गांधी उनसे कहलवाना चाहते हैं, वो पाकिस्तान को अपना घर मानते हैं। और ये जो कथनी इन्होंने द्वारा कही गई है, अगर ये एंटी नेशनल नहीं है, राष्ट्र विरोधी नहीं है, तो क्या है?
और इंडिया की फॉरेन पॉलिसी थोड़ा नेबरहुड की तरफ होनी चाहिए।
देखिए, वो उन्होंने क्या कहा मैंने नहीं सुना, लेकिन आरएसएस तो हमेशा अखंड भारत करती रहती है। तो कोई और बोल देता है अखंड भारत, तो इन्हें दिक्कत है। तो आरएसएस को कहिए अखंड भारत के खिलाफ बोलें कि नहीं, हम अखंड भारत के खिलाफ हैं।
बात कर लेते हैं सर, जिस तरीके से राहुल गांधी ने शाउट दिया कि जेनजी को पाकिस्तान उनको घर के जैसा लगता है और इंडिया की फॉरेन पॉलिसी थोड़ा नेबरहुड की तरफ होनी चाहिए।
देखिए, वो उन्होंने क्या कहा मैंने नहीं सुना, लेकिन आरएसएस तो हमेशा अखंड भारत करती रहती है। तो कोई और बोल देता है अखंड भारत, तो इन्हें दिक्कत है। तो आरएसएस को कहिए अखंड भारत के खिलाफ बोलें कि नहीं, हम अखंड भारत के खिलाफ हैं।
बात कर लेते हैं सर, जिस तरीके से
Then, ladies and gentlemen, came the double whammy for the Congress in the form of jailed Kashmiri separatist Yasin Malik. Malik today filed an affidavit in the Delhi High Court and made some rather explosive claims. He claimed that he met 2611 mastermind Hafiz Saeed in Pakistan at the request of Indian intelligence agencies. And he also claims upon his return, the then Prime Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh, thanked him for being part of this back-channel peace process. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the BJP social media head put out these details of this affidavit on social media and questioned the UPA's handling of national security. But he forgot to put out what else Yasin Malik has claimed. Malik in his affidavit says he engaged with 6 governments since the 1990s, including Atal Bihari Vajpayee's government. That's a BJP government. He claims it was Prime Minister Vajpayee and his deputy L.K. Advani who issued him the first passport of his life. In the same affidavit, he also talks of his multiple meetings with current NSA Ajit Doval and then NSA Brijesh Mishra. So here's the question this evening. Is the BJP being hypocritical when they accuse the Congress of being soft on Pakistan? Or does the BJP's track record on terror dilute them of that charge? My guest this evening, thank you all very much for joining us. Gopal Agarwal, National Spokesperson of the BJP. Good to have you on the show. Lalit Ambardar is an activist joining us on the broadcast. Sujata Paulis, Spokesperson of the Congress Party. Sujata ji, good to have you on the show. And Akashdeep Muni is a political analyst. He's joining us on the broadcast as well. Sujata Paul ji, Can I ask you, officially, does the Congress party stand with the view of Sam Pitroda that Pakistan feels like home and it is now time for us to say neighborhood first and engage with Pakistan?
The fact of the matter, Shreya ji, on this evening is that it is the Bharatiya Janata Party who has been propagating the idea of Akhand Bharat and bringing Pak-occupied Kashmir into India and having everybody here. Can you imagine? They can't handle the divisive politics of their own making, and they cannot handle the people who are here. They keep calling them pettias, and when it comes to talking about our neighbors, they have a big problem. The fact of the matter is that when we talk about Akhand Bharat, it is the Bharatiya Janata Party who needs to answer whether Mr. Narendra Modi was feeling at home when he went to meet Nawaz Sharif without even an invitation, because you only go to somebody's house uninvited when you feel at home. So I guess he was feeling at home. Mr. Jinnah's grave, who visited? It was Mr. Advani. And of course, it is Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee also, if you remember, he was meeting Mirwais Umar Farooq. So let's not play these games.
But that is not the answer to my question. Number one, when was the last time you heard the Prime Minister or the BJP talk of Akhand Bharat? Number two, my question to you, Sujata ji, was simple. Is it the Congress party's official stand that we should be engaging with Pakistan as Mr. Sam Pitroda says we should?
I want to understand from the BJP, because that has to be the stand for every Indian today, when Operation Sindhoor is still supposed to be going on, whether we are engaging with Pakistan, whether we are playing a cricket match with them and engaging with them, whether our DGMO informed their DGMO on the instance of the government that what we were going to do, during Operation Sindhoor, and then Operation Sindhoor had just started. So these are questions that the BJP needs to answer. And if they say that the government of India's stand is that yes, we are engaging, then we are engaging. If they say we are not, let them say, why are we playing a cricket match if we are not engaging with them?
Krishna Agarwal, as the BJP national spokesperson, please respond to what Sujata ji is saying. For you, yes, Sam Pitroda is a gift that keeps giving, as it were, but the Congress party is raising some valid points. They are saying you're already engaging with Pakistan when you play cricket with them.
I just want to say two, three things, Shreya. One thing is, when Sujata ji's all the argument which we listened today were in support of Sam Pitroda. What he did, she may have said that because BJP did this, because RSS is saying this, but the crux of her argument is that the Congress stands with Sam Pitroda's statement. One thing. Second important thing is, I also want to ask, do they accept Akhand Bharat concept? Are they with the Akhand Bharat concept? We are. The thing is, we are not saying that engage, have friendship with Pakistan. We are at fight with Pakistan. Operation Sindhoor is still going on. The Indus Valley water treaty has been suspended. And we are considering the act of terror as war. So at present, we are at war with Pakistan. That is the stand. That is clarity. But the Congress has no clarity on the issues. Whether they accept Akhand Bharat, whether they stand with Sam Pitroda, their arguments are saying that they stand with Sam Pitroda.
Sujata ji, do you? 20 seconds.
Yeah, we completely understand that Sam Pitroda's statements are...
So the government of India has to make its stand clear.
The opposition also has to make its stand clear, na? Because you are being accused of being called Pak Premis.
See,
the BJP is saying you should rename yourself Islamabad Congress Party, etc. Now they are the ones making these grave charges against you. Therefore, you will have to make your stand clear. Whether you stand with Mr. Sam Pitroda saying that we should engage with Pakistan or not. And if you don't stand with him, you should just simply come out and say, nahi bhai, we don't agree with him. We should not be engaging with Pakistan. 4 mahine pehle Pahalgam has happened. 26 of our Indian citizens have been killed. We have launched Operation Sindhoor on them. How can we engage with them?
Shreya ji, when Operation Sindhoor is going on, we have to stand with the government. We cannot behave in a partisan manner. We cannot behave like Congress party or BJP. We have to come together. BJP doesn't understand it because it is a divisive party. It only divides. So the fact of the matter is, when Operation Sindhoor is going on, then should we be standing with the government of India or not? So whatever the government of India stand at this moment, we stand with that.
Okay, at this moment you stand with that, which means you stand with the fact that talks and terror cannot go hand in hand. In that case, Sujata ji, in that case, you should sack Mr. Sam Pitroda once again. आप इनको सस्पेंड करते हैं बेवकूफी की बातें बोलने के लिए, फिर आप इनको रीइंस्टेट कर देते हैं, फिर वो कुछ और बेवकूफी की बात बोल के he ensures that there is egg on the Congress's face.
जी, अभी तो हमारे पास इस्लामाबाद आ सकता था इस बार, हमारा होता लाहौर भी, तब तो हमारा ही होता ना सब कुछ. अब just ask what these guys did. These people are the one who stopped the army from going ahead, and they would have really reached Islamabad like a number of television channels had also said. So the stand has to be with the government of India. And when there are a whole lot of people who were who suffered partition. I myself come from a family which suffered partition, and so I know how my forefathers felt at that time, and I understand that. So clearly, don't pull it out of context when you're talking about how somebody feels about a particular place. So the point is, the BJP has to make it clear, because they are the government of India at the moment, and they have to tell us what are we supposed to be feeling. Is Akhand Bharat going to be a reality? Don't keep saying that you have to make your stand here. We stand with the government of India, because we are.
So you stand with the government of India, which says no talks and terror, and you don't stand with Sam Pitroda. In this case, in that case, you should be sacking the man.
See, it is not
every 6 months to embarrass you. But let me move on. As you talk about terror, Dr. Akashdeep Muni, I just want to pull you in here. Should the Congress party be talking about terror and this government's track record on terror, given the fact that Yasin Malik in a affidavit in the Delhi High Court is saying that it was the government and government's agencies that arranged my meeting with Hafiz Saeed way back in 2006. And when I came back, I briefed the Prime Minister, who thanked me for my efforts in this back channel peace process. 2006, the government sponsors its trip to Pakistan to meet the Lashkar-e-Toiba chief. In 2008, we know what happens.
Okay. Shreya ji, on Yasin Malik, he is the same person who said multiple times that 7 prime ministers have engaged with him in dialogue, and that he was always treated as a political leader, not as a terrorist. Do you still trust him? I don't. People of India don't. The affidavit which he filed, while his case and appeals are active, a clear motive can be linked to influence outcome. And he was found many times lying. Remember, he claimed that he never had security, but in actuality his security cover was withdrawn by Bharatiya Janata Party only. So now a person who is considered a liar, why we are taking out his statements out of context, I don't know. Okay. But one thing I want to tell you.
So Dr. Muni, then do you also agree? You are saying he is lying when it comes to Dr. Manmohan Singh. Then you will, by the same logic, also then say that all the claims that he is making about Atal Bihari Vajpayee, L.K. Advani, the fact that the duo were the first ones to give him a passport, the fact that the current NSA met with him multiple times, etc., all of that is false and fake, and he is lying on that also, right, Dr. Muni? Because we can't have double standards here.
Shreya, a person who can lie once, he can lie multiple times. And he's a public liar. So we should not take him for granted. But today what I want to tell you, that we should not forget BJP's love for Pakistan, which is well documented. Remember, in 2005, during a visit to Pakistan, Advani ji referred Muhammad Ali Jinnah as secular, and Advani ji is still in the Mardakshak Mandal of Bharatiya Janata Party, and they are asking that भाई पिट्रोडा को sack करो. भाई आपने जिसने जिन्ना को सेक्युलर बोला, उसको तो आप मार्गदर्शक मंडल में डाल के रखा है. भाई उसके खिलाफ पहले एक्शन लीजिए. In 2014, Ved Pratap Vaidik met Hafiz Saeed. the perpetrator of 26/11 attacker, and RSS leader Indresh Kumar defended Vaidik and called him a patriot. What action did BJP took? Nothing. Shreya, now ask these people why they did not throw this Ved Pratap Vaidik in jail who met Hafiz Saeed, and why they are still protecting him. I don't know. Their love for Pakistan is well documented, and Atal Bihari Vajpayee took a bus to Lahore in 1989 and hugged Nawaz Sharif. BJP remains silent on all these things. Why? I don't know. Ask them.
Lalit Ambardad, you know, there is this whole talk about who is the bigger Pakistan Premi, but the fact also is that Dr. Manmohan Singh, in all his years as Prime Minister, never once visited Pakistan. So when today you have someone like a Yasin Malik who comes out and says that the Prime Minister personally thanked me, they are the ones who actually sponsored my trip across the border to meet Lashkar-e-Toiba's chief Hafiz Saeed, etc. Should we even be taking him seriously as a Kashmiri? What do you feel?
About Manmohan Singh, let me tell you, had it not been for Musharraf's intervention, military intervention in Lal Masjid in Pakistan. I'm quoting Kasuri, the then foreign minister of Pakistan under Musharraf administration, was very lovable in Bombay film circles and daily political circles, academia. You know, he's a household home. And he said everything was done. Manmohan Singh and Musharraf were going to sign on Kashmir. Thank God that did not happen. They say even Manmohan Singh had prepared his speech for Nobel Prize ceremony. That would have been the biggest Himalayan blunder after Nehruvian blunders in 1947 on Kashmir. So let's not talk about it. And see, the system is so entrenched with pro-Pakistan elements in India right from 1947. Who acceded to Jinnah's blackmail on Pakistan, two-nation theory? It was then Nehruvian Congress. Who gave 55 crores of rupees of aid to Pakistan when the trains full of massacred, decapitated bodies of Hindu Sikhs were arriving for Pakistan? Who chose to stop a march? We remember, this is for the first time in military history, a winning marching army was asked to halt when Indian army was about to liberate the whole of what is now Pakistan occupied Kashmir, because Jawaharlal Nehru asked them to hold for it. Who gave Article 370 to Kashmir? You gave Pakistan to Jinnah, and you created a mini Pakistan right under India's sacred constitution via Article 370 right on a sacred soil of India. That's how much more political jihad in Kashmir. That's how ethnic cleansing much of Kashmir. And let me remind, Pitroda is not one, and he's not important. Important is the ideology. Just let me conclude. Let me conclude.
Wait a minute, Lalitji, while you remind us of the Congress's history
in Kashmir, I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that, ma'am. I'm reminding you.
Yasin Malik is saying about Vajpayee as well. The fact that the first passport he was given in his life was courtesy Atal Bihari Vajpayee and L.K. Advani. And that the present NSA Ajit Doval met him multiple times. Brijesh Mishra, the then NSA, met him multiple times. So if you're saying that the Indian system was entrenched, it is not that just the Congress system, it was also the BJP system.
Yes, I'll say, let me come back. Very well put by you. Let me tell you, till 5th of August 2019, everybody was trying to appease Pakistan, including Vajpayee. When I said it on public platform, when he said you can't change your neighbors, that was the biggest strategic blunder committed by India. After Nehruvian blunders into 1947, and they gave 370 to Kashmir and stopped Indian army in POK. Now, 5th of August 2019 was momentous. It was remarkable. For the first time, India had shown that political will. Narendra Modi showed that. They abolished that obnoxious piece of parliamentary and constitutional arrangement that saw Kashmir just flourish in Kashmir. And many Pakistan was flourishing in Kashmir by virtue of the Article 370. So I must give it to them. But at the same time, the pro-Pakistan lobby is so entrenched in ecosystem, political, academia, intelligence, police, within the India, that despite the fact that Operation Sindhoor is on, we chose to play cricket with the same Pakistanis while the ashes of our martyrs in Hindus in Pahalgam are still warm. That's a fact.
Gopal
That's a
Krishna
fact.
Agarwal
And we
that
have
is
been opposing that
unforgivable,
on your channel, in your
that
programs.
even
I have
your
been opposing.
supporters are not supporting. So that is unforgivable.
Yeah, that's unforgivable.
That is unforgivable. Sujata ji, don't you find it ridiculous? I'm just saying, you know, Yasin Malik has put all of this in an affidavit. Whether it is true or not, we don't know, but he has said this with a great degree of confidence. And it is in an affidavit to a court, which means technically he cannot lie. But don't you find it ridiculous that the Indian establishment sponsors a separatist's trip to Pakistan for him to meet the Lashkar chief and then comes back, briefs the Prime Minister, and the Prime Minister says thank you to that person?
You know, Shreya ji,
Do you find nothing wrong in that? या तो आप बोल दो ऐसा हुआ ही नहीं. He is outrightly lying. If you tell me that, I will accept it.
I'll come
But
to that.
if you don't say that, I will say it was ridiculous. If that is what the Indian system was doing.
I'll come to that, but the fact of the matter is that when we are talking about what Yasin Malik is saying, then we must also bring in Mirwais Umar Farooq also and his meetings with then Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Of course, state policy might have changed. I agree to that. But at that time, whether it was Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji or it was Dr. Manmohan Singh, state policy was all about dialogue and engagement. So that was the state policy. So if you want to target Dr. Manmohan Singh, please target Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji also. Because otherwise you would not have these smiling pictures of Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji with Mirwais Umar Farooq. So let's just understand one thing, that there are certain questions that the BJP needs to answer. That why was RSS engaging with Yasin Malik in 2011? They were not even in power. Secondly,
but
why was
RSS is not the Prime Minister of this country.
RSS is
For the Prime Minister of a country to engage with a separatist, honestly, is shameful. And it is also shameful, Sujata ji, if our policy towards Pakistan did not change even post 26/11, because it didn't. Post Pahalgam, we saw how this government reacted. Sent in jets and decimated terror operations in Pakistan and Pakistan occupied Kashmir. What did, please tell me, the Manmohan Singh government do after 26/11? बताइए आप मुझे, सुजाता जी. डॉसियर पे डॉसियर भेजे, beyond that क्या किया?
You can say what you want, Shreya, but the fact is that after 26/11, if we had not been able to collect all the evidences and provide them to the US, we would not have seen the extradition recently of one of those masterminds.
The Indian side exact coordinates of Muridke and where the LET headquarters are located. Exact coordinates. What happened in 2025 could have happened in 2008 as well. You chose not to do it. Also, Sujata ji, just look at your terror record versus this government's terror record. To 2004 to 2014, how many terror incidents? 7,000 plus. 2014 to 2024, 2,000 plus. 5,000 का difference है. Civilian deaths, 700 plus in 2004, in 2024, 26. Deaths of security personnel, 2004, 1,500, 2024, 85. So when it comes to terror and handling terror and responding to terror, Sujata ji, even you will have to say that the Modi government has done a much better job than any previous Congress government has. And you certainly don't need a Mr. Pitroda to make things worse for you. Do you agree with that?
Dr. Manmohan Singh, and at that time General VK Singh was the Chief of Army Staff. Why don't you do an interaction with him and ask him what the TSG was? He was the one who started
My
this.
God, yeah.
You think in India, madam, you think India is Pakistan? You think India's army chief is so powerful that he will override what the political leadership wants and do dhainai apne se? Madam, we are not Pakistan. Our army is not that supreme.
Pakistan after 26/11, they were not given the permission. It is the
What are you
situation
talking?
that the
All the
politicians
terrorists were
during
killed.
the
It was
UPA,
Pragya
they
Thakur
were soft
चलिए अब
on
प्रज्ञा ठाकुर तक नहीं जाते
You have to understand
who laid down his
what is
life
being
for
done
that
on the
particular
ground.
day.
बस आज प्रज्ञा ठाकुर पे नहीं जाते. Let's wrap this debate here. I think our viewers have heard what everyone had to say, so I'm going to thank everyone. Gopal Krishna Agarwal ji, thank you very much. Sujata ji, ho gaya. Time over. Thank you very much for joining us. Lalit Ambardar, thank you for your time. And Akashdeep Muni, thank you for your time as well. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm slipping into a break. There is more on the other side. Do stay.